This is the Great Gatsby summary for Chapter 4. Nick starts listing all the people who attend Gatsby's parties. Of course, it's all rich and powerful people. He decides to take a trip to New York with Gatsby to eat lunch into the city because he invites him. As they drive into the city, Gatsby starts telling Nick about his past, but the story doesn't seem real. It's a lot of things that seem very strange, like he claims that he went to Oxford for college, that he collected jewels in Europe, that he hunted animals, big animals, that he was awarded medals in World War I for different countries. Nick doesn't really believe him, so Gatsby actually pulls one of the medals out and a picture of himself playing cricket at Oxford to prove it, which obviously we know is not normal. Somebody who has that much proof or tries to protest that they are this, sometimes that usually means they're lying. So, policeman pulls up and pulls Gatsby over. Gatsby shows him a white card, and all of a sudden the policeman starts apologizing and lets him go. Obviously, that's very strange. That means there must be some kind of influence that Gatsby has. Gatsby then takes Nick to lunch at a place downtown and introduces him to Meyer Wolfsheim, who claims that he fixed the 1919 World Series, which was an actual event in history, that the game was actually fixed for one team to win over the other. Wolfsheim, the guy he introduced him to, is obviously a very shady guy, not a good guy, involved in some bad, unsavory things. All of his money is probably coming from like mafia type of ties or organized crime. And then that's when he worries that Gatsby might even be involved with organized crime. After lunch, Nick sees Jordan Baker, and Jordan tells him about the little mystery meeting that they had at the party that Gatsby talked to her about. Gatsby told her that he's in love with Daisy Buchanan, Nick's cousin, and that during the war, before Daisy married Tom, she was this young girl. She was pretty. She was in Louisville. She fell in love with Gatsby, who was a lieutenant stationed near a place near her home. However, she chose to marry Tom because Gatsby had to leave for the war. Now, the night before the wedding, Daisy drinks very heavily, gets super drunk, and gets a letter from Gatsby and starts crying, gets all upset, but it's not enough to make her not marry Tom. She still marries Tom. She remains faithful to Tom so far, but Tom is not faithful, as we know. We know he has a mistress, Myrtle. And then we find out that Gatsby actually bought his mansion in West Egg just to be near Daisy. Aha, now we know the whole point of this book. Nick remembers the night and then that he first saw Gatsby stretching his arms out on the water and realizes that green light at the end of the dock, which symbolizes hopes and dreams, his hope to get Daisy back, was the light at the end of Daisy's dock. So now he knows what Gatsby's goal is. Gatsby then asked Jordan to convince Nick to arrange a meeting or a little lunch or a little reunion between Gatsby and Daisy at his little cottage next to his mansion. Gatsby wants Nick to invite Daisy to tea, without Daisy knowing, of course, and then Gatsby's just going to come over and show up to tea at Nick's house, surprise her, and hope to kind of rekindle things. We'll see if it works out.